Hi, you guys. How are you feeling? Wiggle your bodies. Are you getting excited? Stretch, stretch. We've been together 2 hours. Can you believe it? 2 hours already. How is that energy of yours feeling? Are you inspired? Give me a yes, yes, yes. Over Facebook, YouTube. I'm loving it. Hundreds of us are here in this moment, you guys. Hundreds of us in a mastermind moment, streaming from 3 different platforms. Yes! This is a pivotal moment that's going to change your life with wealth and abundance forever. This is your moment. Let us in. Let us in. Come on. Here we go. Here we go. You know what? I don't think Ken and Maris would mind if we go on just a couple minutes early. Cheer them on. Give me a yes, and I can get them here. I can get them here. Woo! Yes, yes, yes. Here we go, you guys. Woo!
Oh! Hey, Derica and everybody. We're so happy to see you all here on this amazing Saturday. This is Surrender Saturday.
It is.
It is Surrender Saturday. Yes. So surrender. What do we get to surrender to today? We get to surrender to being present with some amazing people, being present with Derica, being present with all of you, some familiar faces we see here. And today we get to surrender to that. We get to surrender to our thoughts about our relationship with happy money mindset.
Exactly.
Oh my God,
Erica, this has been awesome. We've been watching and we've been getting our own little nuggets. So this is phenomenal. Thanks for including us.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you've done this. We've done this. Everyone. I feel like this is all of our manifestation, right? We put that desire out there, and then you got the email, you got the text, you got the call. Like, we all seen it, and we're all here because of our own desire, our own creation. So I can't even take that credit. Maris, I can't take the credit. You guys are so powerful. I mean, this was such a collective occurrence. So thank you guys, and thank you guys. Like, pat all of each other, pat yourselves on the back for making this happen. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna jump right into, I mean, can you feel the energy? Look at the background. Look at their background.
And we can disappear.
Be prepared, guys, because life is supposed to be fun. And all of this that we are doing and learning here, the first thing is us feeling good, us having fun, right? That's alignment. So we're going to be laughing a lot today. I can feel it. They have such an incredible energy. Before I read their bio, I kind of want to tell you, my relationship with them is so incredible. I love them. I love them so dearly. They entered my life through a phenomenal actual leadership as well. I was just talking about Anna. I met them through an incredible program of transformation, and they both at different times were my coach. And they got to know very intimate sides of me and help me break through some of my own programs and paradigms that I needed to release in scarcity and things that were holding me back. And since then, I mean, they're family to me. They're best friends. They do this for people all the time. They're on an incredible journey of life through their own, which they'll get into, and then helping so many others. And it's just beginning for them. So I'm very honored to share them for 20 minutes or so with you. This is life-changing. So I love you guys. Thank you for being here.
Oh,
Thank you.
our honor, truly our honor. And let's be really clear. We are all dealing with our wealth blocks, right? Our money blocks. It happens to all of us. No one's alone. We're not standing alone in a field. And I know for me and for us as a couple, on a constant basis, we're saying, you know what? It's not just us. It's not just us. And especially as a couple, it's been something that we've really worked bringing our own issues and us as a couple to the forefront so that we could actually navigate through coaching over the last number of years, especially how to get to next. That's been the big thing, how to get to next from a place of presence and not from a place of our past, right? Mm-hmm. Because what comes up for us around these issues are not about today, It's about the impact of something from yesterday, from a year ago, from 5 years ago, from 20 years ago, for maybe a little bit longer for some of us who might be in our other era. But it's just something that we get to acknowledge in ourselves every day, that we get to just navigate through.
Yes, and I think that for us, talking about your relationship to money, your relationship to that wealth, but really it's your relationship to abundance. It's relationship to how you see abundance in your life, and whether you see your life as abundant or whether you see it as in scarcity. Before we get to relationship, there's one piece, and that is connection. And we have been honored to be connected with Derica and several other of you who are on the call today, that we've made that connection. And one of the things we've learned is that nothing happens without connection. There's no relationship until you have connection. So first step is connection. So we want to talk a little bit about that. And Derica, you just ask us, lead this however you want to. We're in your hands.
Oh, my heart is already so warm. I'm like, just keep talking. Yes, you're right. When you said that, I was like, oh gosh, connected to ourselves, connection to our partners, our kids, everything in life, everything we want to do. It's all about connecting to those and to it. And so I know you're going to dive into that. Oh, and the importance of that. I'm going to read a little bit of the bio, but
just a little.
This will all be in the members page, okay? So you'll have full access again to them, the bio. Their free gift is also phenomenal. You'll see all of that coming, okay? So I'm gonna give you a little snippet. Ken Ashby and Mary Siegel, the connection couple, bring a creative, collaborative voice to issues, causes, brands, and individuals to impact lives. As personal and business success consultants, strategists, coaches, and award-winning executive producers, their work with the public and private sectors over the past 30 years has connected and united diverse populations across a wide spectrum of businesses, policies, and social issues in the U.S. and abroad. Oh man, I can keep going. You guys
That's enough.
I think that's enough.
They're the best leadership coaches and couples. So, but you'll be able to read all this in a bit. So if we go into that, you guys, the relationship, yes, this was not just about wealth. I love how you said that, Ken. It's about abundance, tapping into that. Can you give us a snapshot of what your guys' relationship was like with money in the past? And what was that pivot point for you that changed the flow of abundance?
Well, I will start off here, and then I'm sure Maris will chime in.
Sure.
But my first relationship was an interesting thing that happened to me when I was growing up. My dad was a minister. He was going to theological seminary, working very hard. My mom was working at a bank. My dad and I would cut grass in Louisville, Kentucky. We would go out and mow lawns together to make a few bucks and to really try to pay his way through the theological seminary. And maybe have a church on the weekends where he was preaching. And so I grew up a preacher's kid. And I was never hungry. I always had love in my life. And I loved my family and they loved me. But one Christmas Eve, maybe the day before Christmas Eve, there came a check in the mail to my parents. It was unexpected. It was something that came to them through the family and through my granddad, who had a farm, and there was some big thing that happened with the farm, and they received a check on Christmas Eve. So obviously in that time of year, in the holidays and Hanukkah or Christmas or whatever holidays we celebrate, there's that feeling that's inside you. When that money came to my family, I saw the joy on my parents' face of receiving something that they weren't expecting.
And a relief, you told me.
And a
when you shared,
relief for them to say, whew. And to me, that was my first experience of happy money. It's money that you brings a smile to your face. So that was kind of my first experience with understanding, and maybe I didn't understand it at the time, but over the years I've looked back on it. And that happy money has also gone into a savings account, has gone into a checking account of abundance for me for my whole life. I've remembered the moment, I remembered what it feels like, and it's with me today, still in the account. It's flowed through me all my life. And that's the happy money feeling.
So that's for Ken. I think, we come at this, it's interesting because we come at this both from an individual perspective and a couple's perspective. And the fact is, whatever we bring to it is whatever we get connected in it, right? So that's often the challenge. I think for both of us, it was this space of, wow, I'm not sure there's enough. So for me, I literally grew up in a household. My parents were amazing people, and they came at it from their own angle. But I was constantly embattled in this space of my parents yelling at each other at the top of their lungs, there's not enough money. There's not enough money. There's just not enough. What are you doing? There's not enough. And that stress and that constant anxiety was so painful for me growing up. And that being said, still, my mother would really step into this. I mean, we never lacked for anything. My mother was a constant shopper. So here I heard on a regular basis, there's not enough. But yet I was watching my mother say, oh, but we deserve it, and spend money on clothing or other things. And then I would hear my father then say to us as kids, money doesn't grow on trees. And we would literally get charged on a weekly basis if we left the lights on 25 cents every time the lights were left on. You too. Derek is going, oh yeah, me too. So what comes from that, right? So for me, what came from that was, okay, there's not enough, but I deserve. There's not enough, but I deserve. That is complete conflict. In fact, there was enough. There was always enough, right? So that whole space of what is enough? What is enough, right? And I think we get to come to this space. So for me, the pivot, this is an important question that you asked. And Derica, thank you for asking this question. And I want everybody to think about this. What is your current relationship to money? Put it in the chat. What is your current relationship to money? While you're doing that, the pivot for me specifically was when I was a high school student, actually college student, sorry, just my first year of college, I started writing for the local newspaper. And I kept thinking, oh my gosh, making money is going to have to be hard. I'm going to have to make money. I have to do it because there's never going to be enough. Oh my gosh, there's never going to be enough. And so when I was in college, I started writing for the local newspaper. And the first time I got my check, and I opened it up and I realized, okay, this is really incredible. I just got to do something that was easy, and I got to share a message, and holy moly, I just got paid for it. So all of a sudden, that feeling, that evidence that it isn't something that had to be hard was a huge shift for me. Over the next number of years, I really dealt with how to make it easier, right? How to get into that and be in that abundance mindset, and that it does get to be easy. But this was a constant issue for me as I got into my professional life, as I got into my first marriage, how we navigated that. These were all the issues. And I think when we recognize first that I am enough first, that when I start inside, because it's an inside job, when I start first with I am enough, and I show the evidence of I've made money, I have work, I have God-given talents, and everything I need is inside of me. That was the big pivot for me in particular. And Ken, we've shared this. We've shared this conversation as a couple, that we got to be in recognition of what we need is inside of us, and we are enough. So the notion of what is enough, right? And I think that's that big question. And what we're seeing here, I just want to read the chat a little bit.
Yeah, I was just seeing the chat.
It's complicated.
What you're complicated.
Griselda.
It's complicated. Distance plus longing. I love money, and I make money, but not all the money I would like. So
There's
we,
not
we
enough?
understand there's not enough.
I don't
so
fit the mold of a person making significant money. So that's interesting. So that's that whole looking outside. So the first thing we really want to invite everybody to do is to just be in a quiet space. Can you guys all just close your eyes for a sec?
Me too.
Yeah, you too.
Okay.
You too. Close your eyes for a sec. And I want you to take anything you feel that's negative around money. It's not enough. It's complicated. The longing. I don't fit the mold. Put that in your hands and put your hands out in front of you and take all those emotions and all those feelings and close your hands. Feel how small a space this is in front of you. Okay, these are words that have huge limiting belief impact, but they're very small in your hand right now. Feel how that feels. How does it feel to just hold these words that are so small? Be in that and take the big feeling around it and know, I love money, but it's complicated. I don't fit the mold. It's not enough. Live in that space for a minute. Be quiet in it. Feel the feels around it. Now I want you to open up your hands and open up your eyes. Bring your hands to your mouth and blow the words away from you.
And while you're there, leave your hands open. And what happens when you open your hands? You receive, you connect with the world around you, you connect with what's inside of you, and now you're open to receive. So once you let it go, you make space to receive.
And
It's a very
that's
simple
possibility.
thing.
Those are the possibilities. And part of why we have all the imagery behind us with color is because we go through our day feeling often many different colors. So I've actually put a color when I'm feeling negative about my money. The color for me is black. So I get to blow purple and blues and yellows and possibilities into the world. And that's where it starts. It really is an inside job.
So
I'm so wrapped up in I'm in the audience right now, you guys. That was such, as we talked about it earlier, how powerful visualization and setting intention. So bringing in the imagery to these programs that we're releasing is such a powerful experience. Give me yes, yes, and powerful if you felt that. I mean, even me to this day, like I had not enough in my hand. Like, come on, right? And that, seeing that go, and I literally started shaking. I could feel like this pulsate in my body, this raise in my frequency. Who felt that? How lucky are we to be experiencing this right now? Okay, I'm going to go on to the next question real quick. You've brought up some of the things already. Everyone did. It's distant, it's long, I'm not good enough, I don't fit the mold, there's not enough to go around. Is there any other one coming up for you right now, if we could touch into for just a few minutes, that you've seen in all your years of coaching? Is there some other limiting belief that you can hack away out of us right now?
Well, I think the biggest thing, and we're seeing it here actually in numerous ways, is not enough, right? Not enough. There's never enough. There's just enough, but not enough to be comfortable. There's just enough to cover my bills. And when I tell you guys, I mean, and let's be honest, Ken, for Ken and I, navigating this issue together has not been an easy one as a couple. Because Ken came from an interesting mindset, which is his family was very happy. They always just had enough. They worked for it. So as we got into our couplehood, right, how we were managing our money and the just enough for me, really drove the fear of there will never be enough if there's just enough, right? Oh my God, we struggled through it. We really struggled through it. And so that's what we find with most people is it's literally about there's not enough, or I'm in fear of it, or I'm not the person who can do that and be that millionaire. Remember that we are the same people. When I worked for Clinton, one of the things that I noticed was we all put our pants on, we all put our shirts on, we all take showers, we all live in the same organized process in life. And
We don't need to clarify that at all.
Correct. We don't need to clarify that. We don't need to clarify.
She's
We all do the
blushing
same
now.
things.
She's blushing now. So,
Anyway, but my point is, we all go through it, and I
Right.
think the relief of knowing that we all go through
So
it.
I want to say that you've had so many great speakers today. Anna talked about a lot of this, and many of your other speakers. But it is really, I want to see that all of us on the call today get to accept that we're all millionaires. We are all millionaires. Money is something that is meant to flow. Money is meant to be exchanged. A little known fact, maybe you all know you've heard the word salary before. Who likes to get a salary? Yeah? A lot of people like to get a salary.
Wait, can I ask for a raise?
No, sorry. Sorry. We all like to get a salary. You know where the word salary came from? It's been with us for thousands of years. It's when the Roman soldiers, it comes from a word meaning salt, in Latin, sal, and salary is when the Roman soldiers got paid, they were paid in salt. So have you heard the phrase, are you worth your salt? Is that guy worth his salt? What's
Worth
his
your weight in salt,
in salt?
yeah.
So we have this word that hangs around that's really nothing more than salt was the exchange. It's not the money, it's whatever the exchange is that we have in our lives. We are all millionaires in the sense that we have something to exchange with the world. And in an exchange, you flow something out and it flows back to you. That's why it's called an exchange. Money is meant to be exchanged, not hoarded, not protected, not cheated on. Money is meant to flow. So let the millionaire side of you inside of you establish that exchange. Understand that you have something to exchange and that you will get the flow back to you. And you are all millionaires. We are all millionaires, and we live in that abundance of our lives, which has way more to do than with a dollar bill or a checking account or any of that.
That is so good. You guys, you're hearing this, my mind is like, my neurons are going crazy. To hear it, we've heard flavors of this and different ways, and how we spin it sinks a little differently in our mind. But the first time of hearing where salary came from as being salt, like I don't want salt, right? We don't want the salt, but we want everything. If we think of it as the wealth as an exchange of everything, of the love, of the adventure, of the hugs, that all of that being our wealth, and all of that comes as we tune into it, right? As we exchange it, as we give it and receive it. So it's changing how we view money. We're changing our perception and definition of money in entirety.
Well, we all know that from we all watch films, we see television, we watch Zoom, that POV, or point of view, has everything to do with how you see the world. What your point of view is really affects how you come into the world. So you can change your point of view. You can change that. That is a choice we all get to make. What is your point of view on your abundance? What is your point of view as the flow of energy and the flow of exchange in your life?
Yes.
So I want to make sure we don't run out of time, Derek.
Yes.
I'll let you.
We're basking. This is so good. Okay, you said so much beautiful words. We are going to get into what Ken and Maris is actually giving I don't know. Okay, I'll let her get into how many and what that is going to be exactly about. But if you have any final words, there's been so much wisdom drop here, but we've got a couple minutes. Any last final words you want to give that's coming?
Yeah, well, I think what we'd like to do is actually challenge everybody. So I'm going to ask you guys to write a couple things down here. One of the things, and you're hearing this, I'm sure consistently, sort of from all of us, but we're hearing some language that I think is really important, and it's sort of principles that we work with, and that is, desire, relationship, intention, vision, empowerment. So I'm going to ask you to take these words, and I'm going to challenge you this week to create a declaration.
Me too?
You too, buddy. You're in.
Okay.
To create a declaration. Ken and I will do ours on Monday. To create a declaration. And that declaration comes first from a place of desire. What is it that we desire? Right? And remember that we're now in this place of openness. What is it that we desire? It's give, it's take, it's flow, it's back. Okay, what is it we desire? Declare what you desire. So for us, we're saying, great, by the end of the year, we desire we'll be debt-free. I'm being hypothetical. And then we get to build a plan to that. Okay, that's number one. Number two in this challenge, and this is what you get to do this week, is you get to say, what is my desire? What am I declaring? And you're going to look at your relationship with money this week. And you're going to write down, what is my relationship with money, the negative, and evidence on the positive. So the positive side is, my evidence with money, my positive evidence with money is, I've actually always had a paycheck doing one thing or another, whether or not it's working as a bank teller in a grocery store, as a librarian, as a leader, as a coach, as an executive. There has always been money. Everything I've needed has been inside of me. Okay, so desire, declaration, relationship. You're going to write that down, the relationship. Intention. Okay, I know what I desire now. I know what I'm declaring. What is my intention to see that come through? What is my intention? My intention is, by the end of the year, I will have taken these steps. I am committed, and these are the steps. This is my commitment to the action. Then I want you to really take this big vision and say, okay, here's my short-term, but my long-term vision is, I want to have $250,000 in the bank in 4 years. Set a 4-year goal for the big vision. And then the next thing you're going to do when you do all that and you've written that down is you're going to take yourself to the mirror. And at the end of 5 days, you're going to look at yourself in the mirror and you're going to say, I desire this. I am declaring this. I have shifted in my relationship with money. My intention and my vision are this. And I am now empowering myself in relationship to everybody else to make this change. So that's what you get to do over the next 5 days. And we also challenge you every morning to wake up and stand in front of the mirror in gratitude and be in recognition that the evidence of the money that you've been able to make is really about what is inside of you to be able to deliver back out and to be in receipt of that energy that will flow. Make it simple. Keep it simple.
So we call this DRIVE, D-R-I-V-E, desire, relationship, intention, vision, and an empowering.
And declare it. You will declare it
in that
to be so.
purpose. So, Derek, I think we're probably out of time, and we want to...
This is good, you guys. I love that. We're going to have the replay page available for everyone. So you guys, again, just watch this. You'll have the notes. You'll also have the gift to their free link and how to connect with them and this video so you can go over what was just dropped here, all this gold. So it's going to be here. Don't worry about taking too many notes at the moment. Any final words on your gift before we switch over to our next powerhouse?
Yeah, I would just say that we would love to speak with anybody, and I think we've given a link in there so you can get the Calendly link, and we've got some times available. So we'd be happy to have a little coaching, just conversation, just get to meet you and get to understand where you're headed and what you're doing, and if there's something we can do to be supportive. We're here. And it lights us up, it turns on our lives, and again, nothing happens without connection. So connect with us.
And someone asked us actually to repeat the words again. So desire, it starts with desire, right? Then you're going to declare, right? Declare what it is you want and what you're committed to. The relationship around money, right? You're going to write down your relationship around money, the positive, the negative. You're going to look at your intention. What are the committed action steps you're willing to take to actually create that moment for yourself and that desire and that space? Your vision. And then you're going to empower yourself around all this. And remember, it is an inside job. Everything we need is inside of us. And in order to really shift that headspace around wealth as a single person, as a spouse, as a business person, it starts inside first, and knowing everything we have is already inside of us. And we get to choose how we unplug from the past. If there's fear, if there's lack, it's coming from yesterday, a year ago, 20 years ago, 30-ish years ago in our case. And that's a choice to shift out of it. You get to shift out of it because it's what you get to be and what you get to have in recognition of yourself to be able to live an abundant and wealth and happy money life.
And happy money is the best money. Absolutely the best.
And it flows and it's easy. It flows and it's easy. It doesn't have to be hard.
Thank you guys. Love you guys so much. Bye. We'll catch
Bye.
you.
Thank you. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Great. So we are now, you guys, let's see.